At some point, a famous filmmaker said, films are never completed, they're only abandoned. And rather than living with my abandoned movie, I really wanted to go back and complete it.
Here we go.
Salutations, Boxset 2 here, and what I have for you today is yet another updated version of the custom textures and mesh swapping tutorial I did earlier this year. This time I added some segments clarifying differences between CSC and GSC tags between games, and I reworked even more content to either make the video more clear or more entertaining. Now I also need to clarify that the version of this video you're about to see was sold exclusively at Target in 2004. If you're watching this video on the internet, the World Wide Web, or have purchased it anywhere that's not Target in any year that's not 2004, you've been scammed and have committed piracy, and my personal SWAT team is coming to break into your house and arrest you. On a lighter yet equally inconvenient note, I have to point out that since the release of the Walmart 1997 special edition of this video, I've attempted to inject a custom texture into a TCS CHG, and this is the result. This is my attempt at recreating the Rich Evans mod I made for the PC version in early 2020. Barring the incorrect texture mapping, there's some odd stuff going on with the model's shading, but because this bug doesn't happen when importing a custom texture into GHG files from any Wii LEGO game, I'd still consider this video's existence worthwhile. Here's footage proving that customly textured GHGs work in each game. For this test, I inverted the colors on C-3PO's texture and re-imported it into his GHG. I'd implore anyone watching this video to help me find a solution to the CHG shader issue, but since the TT Games LEGO modding community is filled with a bunch of PC babies, I'm not even going to waste my breath.
Sometimes PC babies don't even know what they're crying about.
Well, then tell the babies to shut the up!
Now, as per usual with these updated editions of this video, here's a look at the previous version's page before it goes private. Okay, there's the likes, the description, there's the comments, yada yada yada, Ohana means family. Anyways, with all that said, enjoy this 2004 DVD box set edition of the Wii Custom Textures and Mesh Swapping tutorial. Now, here's the intro to the 1997 special edition. Salutations, Boxset 2 here, with a short introduction before the actual video starts. This is the second edition of the Wii LEGO Custom Texture and Mesh Swapping tutorial that includes the addition of new information about texture headers contained inside CSC/GSC files, the correction of certain editing mistakes, and some additional overall content, as well as reworked content. And now that I've explained what will be different about this edition, here's proof of the original edition's existence before it goes private. Alright, so here's the original video. It's got 14 likes in this recording, however, at the time I'm currently recording this commentary, it actually has 15 likes. There's all the music used in the video, because I don't give a shit whether the music I use is copyrighted or not. And there are the comments. You could pause to read those if you'd like, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Cutting ahead. Has anyone ever noticed that in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Meta Knight's voice sounds exactly like Shemp's voice from the Three Stooges? This has absolutely nothing to do with the video you're about to see. I just thought I'd mention it. Salutations, Proboscis2 here, and today what I have for you is a special quadruple tutorial on how to both create custom textures for the first 4 LEGO games on the Wii, as well as swap meshes between said first 4 games in addition to LEGO Star Wars 2 on the GameCube.
Ghostbusters on the Wii.
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 And with that said, I'd like to start off with how to create custom icon texture files. As it turns out, the Wii versions of the TT Games LEGO games use a modified form of what's known as a breathed image file. A breathed image file, which is usually used by first-party Nintendo titles, is an image container that we can edit using a tool called Brawlbox. Before I get into the technical comparison between breathed files and icon textures, I'd like to give special thanks to my good friend and fellow LEGO modder, Linterny Gamer, who had contacted me and told me about the possibility of icon textures, CTX files, and _Wii.txt files being some variation of the breathed file format. To follow along with this tutorial, you will need a hex editor. I'll be using HXD, and you'll also need a RAR file I've provided in the description. This RAR file contains the following: the program Brawlbox, which we will be using to view and edit breathed files, as well as various other sample files you can use to follow along with this tutorial. I also ended up including the installer file for the HXD hex editor program as well. Let's now take a look inside the breathed and CSC icon files and compare and contrast the formats. This 32-bit integer here determines the length of the OTST section containing all of the textures in the GSC file. This 32-bit integer defines the amount of breaths contained inside the OTST section of the GSC file. This 16-bit integer determines the width of the breathed texture. The next 16-bit integer defines the height of the breathed texture. This 16-bit integer determines what image format the breathed texture uses. This next 16-bit integer defines the amount of bitmap levels contained in the breathed texture. The next 3 32-bit integers all point to the various bitmap levels of the breathed texture. It's worth noting that in cases where there are only 2 bitmap levels, which happens to be a lot more common in LEGO Indiana Jones 2, that the pointer to the 3rd level should be left completely blank. Finally, this next 32-bit integer all the way down here serves as a pointer to the breathed image's palette data. Now that we've got the formats covered, we can begin modding the texture. So to start off, open both the Anakin Boy icon CSC file and the RK Woodbox breathed in your hex editor and copy all of the data in the CSC file from the start of the image data to the beginning of the 00SM tag, and paste it over the image data in the breathed file. Okay, so here's something to keep in mind if you're modding a texture in a LEGO Batman or a LEGO Indiana Jones 1 or 2 GSC. In those files, instead of selecting all of the hex down until the 00SM tag, you should only drag it down to the DXAT tag instead. Again, I apologize for neglecting to provide this information in the initial version of this tutorial. Now we copy over the width and height values for the breathed image. Now we need to define the size of the image data in bytes, and to do that we drag our cursor from where the 32-bit pointer for the CSC's palette data begins to where the length of our section in hex matches the value of the pointer, since obviously this is where the image data stops and the palette data begins. Okay, so here's the additional information I alluded to in the director's intro. If you intend on editing a CSC/GSC file that contains multiple textures, then it's worth noting that all the headers of the textures are clumped in with each other towards the start of the OTST/GSC section, while the image and palette data are all clumped together towards the lower part of the OTST section. In order to account for this, the pointers in each header are obviously much larger than they would be otherwise, but can easily be accessed by adding the defined value of the pointer to the offset at the start of said pointer, and then going to said offset in HXD. The order of the texture entries can be found in the CSC/GSC's end table. Sorry for neglecting to provide this information in the first edition of this tutorial. And now that we're down here, we can drag the cursor all the way back up to where the image data started to get the image size in hex. Now we copy over the value that defines the image format for the breft, which in the case of this CSC file is located at offset 74 as a 16-bit integer. Now we need to define the palette format for our breft image, which is never actually defined in the CSC/GSC files, so you may need to cycle through its 3 possible formats until your image shows up correctly in Brawlbox. From what I've gathered, if your image format is C8 or 9 as it's defined in hex, your palette format should always be set to 2. Now we need to define the amount of palette entries, and to do this we need to get the length of all of the palette data combined, and divide it by however many bytes are present per entry in the palette format, which, just to be clear, will always be 2. Select all of the palette data until you've reached the end of the breft file. Make a note of the length in hex displayed at the bottom of HXD. Now open up the Windows Calculator application in Programmer mode and be sure to select hex. Now we can divide the hex length of the palette data by 2 to determine how many palette entries the image actually uses. In this case, the total number of palette entries is 100. Now we can enter the palette data entry total into offset 8E as a 16-bit integer. Now remember that hex length of the palette data we just worked with a moment ago? Now we need to enter this as a 32-bit integer at offset 90. Now we need to port over the total number of images as an 8-bit integer at offset 94. In this case, that number can be found at offset 76 in the CSC file as a 16-bit integer. And now that we're done preparing the breft file, we can open it in Brawlbox, but be sure to run Brawlbox as an administrator, as otherwise it may not open. And upon successfully opening Brawlbox, go ahead and go to Tools, Settings, and uncheck the Check for Updates on Startup checkbox. This will prevent Brawlbox from displaying the unable to connect to the internet error message whenever Brawlbox is open from now on. And once we're in Brawlbox with the image successfully opened, we can replace it with our custom texture of choice.
have sex with a monkey in 2007.
So this is my custom icon texture here, and you're going to want to make sure that it's sized at the same dimensions as the source texture, in this case 64 by 64 pixels. In Brawlbox, highlight the Heyhen 2 image contained in the modified Breft file we just created, right-click it, and select Replace. Now you can navigate to your custom texture and import it by double-clicking it. Be sure to set the total amount of MIP levels to be the exact same as it was in the original source image in Brawlbox's Advanced Texture Converter window. Otherwise, you won't be able to import the customly generated texture data back into the game properly, as the resulting file size will be altered. After that's out of the way, you'll notice that the preview Brawlbox gives us of our newly imported custom texture is still using its original palette data. This is something that you don't need to worry about, as Brawlbox will generate new palette data based on the original colors of our custom image as soon as we save, exit, and reload the Breft file. Now that we're done creating our Breft file, it's time to import our custom icon texture back into the game. Open the custom Breft file we created and navigate to offset AO, and select all the bytes down until you reach the end of the file. And if your length in hex is the same as the source image from the CSC, that most likely means you've done everything correctly. Go ahead and copy the bytes and paste them over where the image data in the vanilla CSC begins. Now I'm going to give this icon CSC a custom name. Now we can save our custom icon CSC. Now to demonstrate that this works, I'm going to import the custom icon file back into the game and assign it to Qui-Gon Jinn. And I'll see you over on the game.
When it comes to cooking, he's the cat's meow. It's Miko to Oya on the Pop Culture Spotlight.
Alright guys, so here we are on the game, and if I load my save file, you can see, wait for it, the custom icon is intact. Obviously there's some pixels that I forgot to take out of the image, but yeah, you can see it's the image that I just created in the previous segment. And this mod, this ISO I'm recording on is actually, it uses the mod that I made in 2020 that adds all the unused levels. And there's the icon. You see, get a better look at it. Yeah, there it is in the actual levels. That's about it for this part.
This is where farts come from.
Light bright, turn on the magic of colored light. Light bright, make a face to glow at night. Smiley friends, shining bright, make a sign to say goodnight.
Just pop in the colored pegs and follow the patterns. It's easy to make your favorite pictures and characters, or you can always create your own light pictures.
Light bright, turn on the magic of shining light.
Light Bright from Milton Bradley.
Now for the second part of this quadruple feature tutorial, I'll be showing you how to create custom ctx/_we.txt files in the same vein as custom CSC textures. And to do this, I need to explain not only the difference between brefs and ctx/_we.txt files, but also the difference between ctx and _we.txt files in general. Let's start by comparing bref and ctx files, as I'm sure that's most likely what you're looking to edit. This 16-bit integer defines the width of the bref texture. The next 16-bit integer defines the height of the bref texture. The 16-bit integer after that defines what image format the bref texture uses. The next 16-bit integer is a bit of a mystery to me though, as it seems to be the amount of bitmaps contained by the bref texture, but I haven't been able to find any examples of ctx/text files that use more than one. The next 32-bit integer serves as a pointer to the first and possibly always only bitmap level. It's worth noting that in rare cases where the bref texture uses an image format that happens to use palette data, that there is a pointer to the palette data that also must be accounted for. Now to compare CTX to we text files, as you can see here, the main difference between the structure of CTX versus we text files is that we text files seem to have an additional sort of header included at the beginning of the file. However, as you may have noticed, there is an extra 32-bit integer pointer at the beginning of the file that points to what I can only assume is a footer of some sort. This footer seems to always be the same across the entire game, even if it changes from game to game. I admittedly have no idea what purpose this supposed footer serves, and wouldn't recommend changing it when editing we text files. The only parts of the text files I recommend editing, in addition to everything I'm about to edit in the CTX file, are the beginning pointer to the alleged footer, and the duplicate image parameters. Enough said. By the way, I've fucked up the bit rates on OBS for the next couple of tutorial segments, so get ready to see some pixels.
Great, now I have guilt!
Anyways, I'll be using the Boba Fett body customizer texture from LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga.
Shark Tail on the Xbox.
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 For this section. To start off, open both the Body 21 CTX in addition to the RK Woodbox bref file I've supplied for you in a hex editor. Now move your cursor to the start of the image data in the CTX file, then go to Edit, select Block, choose Length, and now we're going to set it to something exorbitantly high. In this case, I'm setting it to 99,999,999 in hex. Now press OK. Make note of all the length of the image data in hex displayed towards the bottom of the HXD window. This will be important later. Copy the image data we just selected and paste it over that of the bref file I've supplied you with. Now change the 32-bit integer at offset 88 in the bref file, which determines the length of the image data, and change it to the length we took note of earlier. Now we change the image format to match that of the CTX. And now we can copy over the dimension parameters defined in the CTX. It's It's worth noting at this part that if the image of the CTX or Wii.txt you're editing happens to be one that utilizes palette data, that you would need to guess one of the 3 options for the palette data type and put it at offset 8D in the Breft file. Now if we save the image and open it up in Brawlbox, you'll see that we've successfully converted the Boba Fett body CTX to a Breft texture. Now to create our custom body CTX. This part of the tutorial is extremely similar to the last one involving CSC/GSC textures. I have this custom image with the exact same dimensions as the original texture, and I'm going to replace the Boba Fett body texture in the Breft file with it using Brawlbox. Save and exit Brawlbox once the image is replaced. Now open both the Breft file and the CTX file in your hex editor. Now this part is extremely simple. Take your cursor and drag from the start of the image data all the way to the bottom of it in the Breft file. If you're wondering if you converted your custom image properly, make note of the length of the image data in hex, and if it's the same as that of the original texture, then it most likely means you've done everything correctly. Once copied, overwrite the image data in the CTX file with that of the Breft, and save it. And now that we have our custom CTX file, we can copy it over back into the game, which, speaking of, I'll see you on.
McDonald's is celebrating Disney and Pixar's Toy Story 2 with your favorite toys as candy dispensers. Collect all 6. They do tricks.
Get the car.
Which way, Rex? Right? I mean left!
Look out!
We're doomed!
Don't worry, we're here!
Where can you stuff your stockings with Toy Story 2 candy dispensers? Did somebody say McDonald's?
And one incredibly handsome Buzz Lightyear candy dispenser. I'm getting mashed here!
Alright, so here we are on the game. This is my raw commentary of this gameplay footage. Wait for it to load. There we go. You'll notice how pixelated it is because I messed up the bitrate in OBS. So, but anyways, there is the custom texture if it'll ever clear up. Yeah, there. I really fucking hate how they made it so that you can only see the custom character through a blue, back to tank, because it makes it difficult to make out what you're actually choosing as a body texture or whatever else. But let's go see this texture in game. going to Darth Maul, and I've disabled the AI for this particular level. Yeah. Okay. So there we go, that's the custom texture. Not much else to say. I should probably stop putting commentary over these because there's really not that much to say, but I'm gonna do it for the rest of this video at least. You'll see I have 100%, so you can throw thermal detonators. God, this bitrate. I can't tell if it's the texture or if it's the bitrate that's pixelated, but anyways, on with the video.
Children. These people turn these children into bacon. And they were gonna do it to me. That's horrible. These people are crazy. Gave me a piece of bacon. And they were from children. Bacon. I didn't eat it. Because that's just cannibalism. And I saw the factories. They were cutting all the body parts of the children. Not just children, but half adults, middle-aged adults. Anything you could think of. Oh, God. It's horrible. I don't know why. Why would they do that? It's so scary. I don't want to go there. I saw everything. You have no idea what those machines can do. We're all lined up. They trapped me. And they were getting ready to eat me, turn me into bacon. But I fled. I didn't look back. I was a coward. I left all those children to die. Why? It was horrible. I just... Children. I came back and I saved the children and the people. Body parts cutting up. The machines were digging in their eyeballs and cutting them out. And their legs and their arms. They were in these chambers and it was like an industrial. I don't know how these people got them there, but they were gonna eat me. There's like these green chambers, and these people were in them, and the machines were like sawing the body parts off, and they were like an assembly line. It reminded me something from a movie, and I can't remember. They were turning him into bacon. I don't understand. There were police officers there, but they didn't even care. I was on my bicycle/motorcycle, and I was up there on that hill, and there was a bunch of people over there, and this weird, like, blocked off area, and and it just, they didn't care. I don't know where this was, but don't go to strangers, because it was just I thought this person was gonna save me, but he betrayed me.
You little coon shit! You ruined the door!
And I couldn't see very well. Like I felt like it was like. Bacon. Like bacon snacks from Minecraft. I hope those children made it out. Those people are crazy. Turn them into bacon. I must report this to the authorities. This has to stop. But they look like they didn't care. I don't know who, why. Awful people. They weren't pedophiles. They were cannibals. Not just the children, but adults too. Including me. I was sitting on a table, and these people seemed to be bigger than me. I don't understand, but they just had me all this food, and it was really nice. Like, it was like rich. Like, these people were so wealthy, and I've never seen. It was this room, and they were like telling me what was my last word before they transfer me into the factory, whatever it's called, and they gave me a piece of bacon, and they said these were from the children. And I was getting ready to take a bite because it looked so good. And then when they told me that, I was like, no! I don't know what happened, but somehow I escaped. And then I went to the assembly factory, and it was the green, like, glass looking things, and they were laying, the people were laying down, and the machines were all over the place, and there were like so many machines, and they were like piercing through the bodies of these innocent people, and the blood was just I just had to get out of there. Am I going insane? I don't know, why would they have a factory? I mean, I'm against the overpopulation, but this is outrageous.
I wish to decrease the surplus population.
And the guy, and she had like a knife, and she cut the guy's eye, you know, had a big red scratch on the eye. Oh, blood. Oh, fuck! I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding, Mom. My nose is bleeding. Ah! Help!
Creepy meat bacon. The only bacon made from children and deep fried, sugar coated, and dipped in chocolate.
Now that I've finished documenting everything involving custom textures, it's time to move on to swapping meshes between games. To demonstrate mesh swapping between games, I'll be swapping meshes for hats used by each game's character customizer. I've split this half of this video into two separate sections. First, we're going to import a mesh from LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga into LEGO Batman the video game.
Twister 2 on the PC.
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 And then we're going to import a mesh from LEGO Batman the video game into LEGO Indiana Jones 2.
Chicken Run on the Dreamcast.
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 It's worth noting that it's possible to port backwards from LEGO Batman into Complete Saga, as you can see in the footage being displayed on screen. And it's also worth noting that LEGO Star Wars 2 GameCube meshes can be imported into each game, including LEGO Indiana Jones 2, as you can see on screen. I've also managed to get a LEGO Star Wars 1 GameCube.
Top Gun on the NES.
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 GHG mesh imported into LEGO Batman 1 on the Wii. But I haven't been able to get it ported over to LEGO Indiana Jones 2, so I can't say for sure if those meshes work there. The last thing I want to note pertaining to cross-game compatibility is that LEGO Indiana Jones 2 meshes will not work when ported back into any of the previous games, as I'm assuming the format was changed too drastically, which makes sense considering the Wii version of LEGO Indiana Jones 2 seems to use a strange half-classic LEGO engine, half-NXG LEGO engine hybrid. I have no idea why Traveler's Tales decided to make the game that way, but thank f***ing God they did, am I right? Otherwise this Citizen Kane of a video wouldn't exist.
자, 이거요. 자가자가잠, 자가자가잠, 자가자가자가자가잠, 예이, 자가자가잠, 자가자가잠, 자가자가자가자가잠.
The last thing I want to make note of before I start swapping meshes is that I suspect that Wii LEGO game meshes use a modified version of a MDL0 model file format in a similar fashion to how textures are modified versions of BREF files. Notice how both meshes start with byte 98 in addition to just looking extremely similar. I haven't been able to import a LEGO game mesh into MDLO file and view it in Brawlbox the same way I have for textures and BREF files, but I want to see if any of you guys can, so let me know if you have any luck with that. Before I begin this section, I should clarify that I've already added this HAT24 GSC to the game's customizer text file, and set it to be the default selection for both weirdos. And for the purpose of this commentary, I'll be referring to HATHair51 CSC as CSC/GSC-A, and I'll be referring to HAT24Wii.GSC as CSC/GSC-B. I should also note that HATHair51 CSC is the Rebel Trooper helmet, and that HAT24Wii.GSC is the Maharaja hat. With that said, let's open both of the meshes we plan on working with. Now we need to search for the PSID tag, or the DISP tag as it's known on other platforms, and scroll down until we see an area that looks like this. This is primarily the area where we'll be working. First of all, we need to verify that the mesh in the file we're importing our other mesh into must be larger or identical in size to that of the vanilla mesh. And to do this, we need to place our cursor at the start of the mesh data, where you can see the 98 byte, and drag your cursor all the way down until you reach the ELAST tag. Hello, it's me again. This time I wanted to let you know that if you're working with a LEGO Star Wars 2 CSC mesh, then you're going to want to drag your cursor to the 2OND tag, which doesn't exist in any of the Wii LEGO games, and because the ELAST tag doesn't exist in LEGO Star Wars 2. Hope that clears things up. Now, if the length in hex is smaller or identical in size to that of our CSC/GSC we're importing our mesh into, we can continue. If not, you should look for another CSC/GSC file to import your mesh into. In this case, the length of CSC/GSC-A's mesh is 1EBO in hex, and the length of the mesh we're overriding is 41FO in hex. Far larger than the 1 EBO worth of space needed to copy over the mesh data. Now that we've verified that the two mesh files we've opened are indeed compatible with each other, I suppose now is as good a time as any to attempt to explain everything I think I know about the classic Wii LEGO game mesh format. This 32-bit integer defines the length from the beginning of the line below the line containing said integer all the way down to the ELAST tag in the CSC/GSC file, which is where the vanilla mesh data ends, might I add. You won't have to worry about modifying this if you're following this tutorial, but I thought I'd mention it anyways because I figured out what it's for. As for these two 32-bit values, I have no idea what they are or what purpose they serve, but they seem to be crucial in ensuring that the mesh appears correctly in game. This pointer points to the fifth and final of a series of pointers who all point to various locations contained within the mesh data. As with the aforementioned 32-bit values up above, I have no idea what purpose these pointers serve. Maybe they point to various separate level of detail models contained within the meshes? I honestly don't know. But there's one thing I do know about these pointers for sure, and that's that, like the unknown 32-bit values up above, they are crucial in ensuring that the mesh contained in the CSC/GSC file appears correctly. The only other pointer left to discuss is this one, which obviously points to the start of the mesh data. Now for the actual tutorial. Back up at the main area where we'll be working at, which I can only assume serves as some sort of header for the mesh data. Select all of the mesh data in CSC/GSC-A, copy it, and use it to overwrite the exact same amount of hex to the mesh data of CSC/GSC-B. Now drag your cursor from the start of the remaining vanilla mesh data in CSC/GSC-B all the way down until you meet the ELAST tag. Now we need to overwrite this remaining vanilla mesh data with zeros as to avoid corrupting our new mesh. I've included a blank back file that's openable in a hex editor that allows you to copy an extreme amount of blank hex all at once. In this case, the amount of blank hex I need is 2340. So I open up the blank back file, ensure that my cursor is placed at the start of the file, and go to Edit, select Block, Length, and enter the specified amount of hex I need. Now I copy it, and overwrite the remaining vanilla mesh data with it. Now to start importing the alleged header of the CSC/GSC-A's mesh data to CSC/GSC-B's mesh data. And the first thing I'm going to do is copy over the two unknown 32-bit values I mentioned earlier. Now all we need to do is import any of the 5 pointers that happen to be present, and all point to various locations of the mesh data. But oftentimes we won't be able to copy them over verbatim and call it a day. We need to account for differences in length from the header to the mesh data between both CSC/GSC-A and CSC/GSC-B. And to do this, we need to go to each pointer in CSC/GSEA and drag our cursor down until the hex length defined in the pointer is the amount of hex we have selected. Now that we're here, we can copy some of the mesh data that precedes the location that the pointer data points to, and run a search for it in CSC/GSEB. Once we're there, we can drag our cursor back up from this location until we reach the start of the pointer that serves the same purpose for CSC/GSEB. In this particular instance, the length of the pointer between CSC/GSEB and CSC/GSEA are the exact same. I realized this as I was recording the footage you're seeing on screen, so I decided to skip this step for the remaining pointers and copy them over as is. And now I've successfully ported the mesh from the CSC to the GSC. Now I'm going to copy this GSC back into LEGO Batman, and set it so that the game spawns the player in the character customizer room upon loading an existing save file. And I'm going to speed this part up as it doesn't pertain to the main topic of the tutorial. I'll see you over on the game.
Would you get me a glass of water? I would very much appreciate that.
Shut the fuck up! You motherfucker!
Can I get some water?
Alright guys, so here we are in the game, and if all goes well, this should load the Rebel Trooper helmet. And it does, because this is pre-recorded footage. Oh yeah, Batman is defective, but, let's see, I think, yeah, he can throw a gun. He's got a gun. But anyways, if I go over to the character customizer, yes, okay. There's the Rebel Trooper helmet. Texture's messed up, obviously. But that's okay, because the mesh is working. And looks like I'm gonna turn on the unused extras. You know, I'm pretty sure the unused hit bubbles extra has been in every single LEGO game. Unused until LEGO Batman 3. But I haven't tried them all. Anyways, that is pretty much all for the Rebel Trooper helmet.
Hey Stixel, come in here for a minute.
What you need, Pingy?
Maybe it's me, you know. Maybe I'm just going insane here, but listen to this.
He dresses like someone from the 40s or 50s with a tan trench coat and black fedora.
He said a man dressed like he was in the 40s or 50s.
So?
John Lasseter was born in the 50s. could John Lasseter be the real Grinning Man?
Nigga, you crazy.
Now at last we're on to the fourth and final part of the tutorial, importing a LEGO Batman mesh into LEGO Indiana Jones 2. For the purpose of this tutorial, I'll be importing the Mad Hatter mesh from LEGO Batman over the Hat53Wii.gsc Weirdo Customizer piece from the August 17th, 2009 Wii prototype of LIJ2, which I'll then import into revision 1 of the final game. Now, as with these individual tutorial sections, let me try to explain everything I know about the classic NXG Wii LEGO game mesh format that happens to only be used by LEGO Indiana Jones 2 for some reason. Believe it or not, it's mostly the same as the classic Wii LEGO game mesh format, but with two critical differences. The first being that there's a third unknown 32-bit value in between the ones that were already there previously, and it seems to serve a totally different purpose to either of the aforementioned other two. Now, it's worth noting that you only need to worry about filling in this new unknown value if the mesh you're importing utilizes the third of the 5 unknown pointers. Otherwise, you can leave it blank, and you'll most likely be just fine. Though obviously, since most classic Wii LEGO game meshes use that third unknown pointer anyways, and since the purpose of the aforementioned unknown 32-bit value is, well, unknown, this unfortunately prevents us from being able to import most meshes into LEGO Indiana Jones 2, at least for the time being. The new unknown value present in the original version of this file just so happens to allow the Mad Hatter's hat to show up correctly in this case. Speaking of that third unknown pointer, that brings us to our second difference. The difference is that the third unknown pointer seems to have been replaced by a completely separate pointer, which is preceded by 1 million in hex for some reason, which also points to a completely new 7th pointer that serves the same purpose as the original third unknown pointer in classic Wii LEGO game meshes. Again, no idea why Traveler's Tales would make it that way, but they did, and we're just gonna have to deal with it. This should go without saying, but because of the blatant larger size of classic NXG Wii LEGO game mesh headers, we're going to have to redo all of the original pointers from the Mad Hatter mesh to accommodate. Now onto the tutorial. To start off, open both files you plan on working with, and search for the PCID tag again. Now copy over both original unknown 32-bit values and place them in their respective positions beside the new unknown 32-bit value. And because I forgot to do the steps from the previous tutorial in the same order here, go ahead and copy and paste the LEGO Batman mesh data over that of the LEGO Indiana Jones 2 GSC file. Now we need to find out how much blank space we need to copy, and in this case it's 10 EO. Now we copy the blank space and overwrite the rest of the vanilla mesh data contained in the LEGO Indiana Jones 2 GSC file. Now with those things done, we can focus on correcting the pointers in the LEGO Indiana Jones 2 mesh header. And to do this, we need to head back over to the LEGO Batman GSC, and drag our cursor from the start of the first unknown pointer here, down until we reach the length defined by said pointer in hex. Once we're here, we can copy a good amount of the preceding mesh data and search for it in the LEGO Indiana Jones 2 GSC. Once we're there, we can drag our cursor back up from where the copied hex ends and all the way back up until you reach the start of the pointer that serves the same purpose in the LEGO Batman GSC. Now we enter the length and hex we have selected into where the pointer goes. I'm going to speed up the rest of these clips of me correcting the pointers, but I want you to remember that you have to treat the 7th overall pointer in the header of LEGO Indiana Jones 2 mesh data like it's the 4th overall or 3rd unknown pointer in the LEGO Batman mesh header. Everything else should be treated the same. Now that that's all done, we can save and exit the file. Now I'm going to show the footage of me importing the custom GSC back into the game by assigning it to Indiana Jones via his CD file, but I'm also going to speed that part up, as, like last time, it doesn't really pertain to the main topic of this tutorial. Once that's over, I'll see you on the game.
Alright, it's time to take this motherfucking pizza to this stupid teenage bitch's house. Hate this job. Hi, how you doing? It's so good to see you and be here making minimum wage in my 40s delivering pizza to teenagers, and I'm totally not being sarcastic.
Oh well, I'm starting to hear that. Hopefully one day you'll get your shit together.
Hope so. The shit was that?
Oh, I don't know, let me go check.
Kind of pizza we having tonight?
Wait a minute. Are you Chris Hansen?
Sure am.
Oh my god, Chris Hansen, I'm such a fan of that boy band you were part of in the 90s! Hey, can we listen to some of your 90s boy band music and dance together?
You got it, pal.
I'm like a like a one-eyed cat peeping in a seafood store. I can look at you, tell you don't love me no more.
Alright, so here we are on the game, and you can see the Mad Hatter's hat. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't have much else to say. I'm just so f***ing thankful that this video is almost done being made. And this video took almost a year to make because my morale was so low from my last video getting banned because of YouTube's communist guidelines, so... Well, and if it falls off his head when he gets broken. That didn't happen in the prototype version, or Rev 0 of the game. This is Revision 1. I don't have anything else to say, so I'm just going to be quiet from now on. Yeah, custom textures and mesh swapping in the Wii Lego games. What's next? Fat guys putting on puppet shows for Italian midgets?
Allie! Have you been handing out candy? That bowl is still filled to the brim. Allie! Oh my God. Allie? Allie? Allie, answer me. Where are you? Allie?
Not tonight. I have a headache.
What up, guys, and welcome back to another video. There's cats right there. Yeah. Hey, what up, guys? And it's me, Greg Danny Luck, right now today, and I'm gonna see Mr. Glass tomorrow, and I hope he feels happy to me right now. What I did to him, he pounded my desk. Now he pounded my desk too. Now Mr. Glass grabbed me and threw me in the cage. Right now they locked me in prison. Mr. Glass is locked me out by his house. Maybe right now, and I love berries, berry jams. Who just left the broken bottle? Who just threw something? Oh! Well, that's glass. This is glass either. It can cut me up. Right now. It can bust me out. It can throw me out. Oh! This bottle made out of glass. Who just threw something at it? Some parents might be in trouble. I gotta poop when I get home. It's getting late. And it's evening right now. Well, when I'm doing it this evening, when I'm doing this, there's people getting out of the car. There's people. Maybe I love Queen Elsa. Queen Elsa, Prince Hans is not a nice man. It was Prince Hans of Other Isles. An hour. Today's May the 4th, 2023, and I'm gonna do it this afternoon after school. Well, and school is over. Well, and school starts in the morning, school is over in the afternoon. Now the bus picks me up in the morning, now the bus drops me off in the afternoon. Well, and I'm gonna see the kids walk in the afternoon, and I'm gonna see the kids walk at 2 or 3 in the afternoon, or 3 in the morning. There's too many cars. There's a car coming. There's a car coming. Right there. He's in front of me. I'm getting off the road. It's a dangerous cars. Those cars. If I see there's a cars. Look at all the cars. Those cars are driving all over the city buildings. Oh, I saw that guy. What is he like doing in here? Whoa, look how big it is and tall this thing is. Ooh, my lord. Miss Jamie! Miss Jamie! Oh my god. If I see that up there, well, don't worry about it. Oh. I don't know. What's up? What's going on? What's happening? What's happening? What's bragging, bruh? Well, that kid is staring at me. Oh, they see me. Oh, they grab me and throw me. Something's growing big and tall. Oh. Whoa, oh my god. Oh my god, I didn't do anything to you. I didn't do anything, guys. She's looking mad. She was very mad at me. For no reason. I'm talky. I'm ducks. Oh. Get off the road. Get off the road. Mine. Every day I had this. Yeah. Well, it's getting late. Oh, this guy right there backs up. Wait, I gotta run. Real quick. I'm very dead. Trouble. OP backs up on me again. Just like last month. It was a month ago when she backed up. That was a long time ago. Right now she backed up on me. And I cried. Very well. This is a metal stick. I can't believe there's sausages around here. This stick doesn't belong here. Outside. It's in the bar. Maybe it goes on the bar right now, and it's the last recording right now. Yeah. Alright guys, and thank you so much for watching my videos. Right now, hope you guys subscribe to my account. Right now, click the like button, and I'm gonna do another last recording right now. Yeah, and I'm out. Peace. Yeah, and I'm out. Peace.
Oh, hey, nothing.
I wanted to thank you, Woody, for saving me.
Oh, hey, nothing.
I wanted to thank you, Woody, for saving me.
Oh, hey, nothing.
I wanted to thank you, Woody, for saving me.
Oh, hey, nothing.
I wanted to thank you, Woody, for saving me.
Oh, hey, it's nothing.
I wanted to thank you, Woody, for saving me.
Oh, hey, it's nothing.
I wanted to thank you, Woody, for saving me.
Oh, hey, it's nothing.
I wanted to thank you, Woody, for saving me.
Oh, hey, it's nothing.
I wanted to.
Oh, hey, it was nothing.
What do you say I get someone else to watch the sheep tonight?
Hell yeah.
Remember, I'm just a couple of blocks away.
Come on, smaller toys up front.
Ow! Oh, hi, Bo. Hi.
I wanted to thank you, Woody, for saving me.
Oh, hey, it was nothing.
What do you say I get someone else to watch the sheep tonight?
Hell yeah.
Remember, I'm just a couple of blocks away.
Come on, smaller toys up front.
Oh, thanks, Mike. Okay, whoa, step back. Just
Listen, no one's getting replaced. This is Andy we're talking about. No one's getting replaced. This is Andy we're talking about. No one's getting replaced. Hey! Boy, am I glad to see you guys!
What are you doing over there?
Well, it's a long story, Bo. I'll explain later. But here, catch this! Oh boy, am I glad to see you guys!
I knew you'd come back, Woody. What are you doing over there?
It's a long story, Bo. I'll explain later. Here, catch this! Hey, boy, am I glad to see you guys!
I knew you'd come back, Woody. What are you doing over there?
It's a long story, Bo. I'll explain later. Here, catch this!
Pull my string. The birthday party's today? The birthday party's today? Well, pull my string. No, sorry. Pull my string. The birthday party's today? Pull my string. The birthday party's today?
Try one a little quieter. A little
Okay.
more under your breath.
Pull my string, the birthday party's today. Pull my string, the birthday party's today. Pull my string, the birthday party's today.
Okay, I think we're covered on that.
Okay.
No, it's not what you think! Slink! No, Slink, please, you gotta help us! Slink! Good going, Slink! Now just tie it onto something! Hi, Slink! Here, catch this! Great! Good going, Slink! Now just tie it onto something! Oh, but Slink! Oh, buddy, oh, pal, Buzz is fine! Buzz is right here! Buzz is with me! No, I'm not! Buzz, come over here. Hi, Slink! Here, catch! Okay, now, tie that onto something! Buzz, I spit on your face. Oh, no, Slink! Hey, oh, buddy, my...
No matter what's happening over here, I want to say I'm a fan of yours.
No, well, that's so much. That's not necessary.
Where?
We have bigger fish to fry today. But thank you. I appreciate it.
You a Doogie Howser? Before I left, I thought I saw you on a Doogie Howser.
No.
You ever do episodic stuff?
I did a Murphy Brown, but not a Doogie.
Quick here, you never know when they're going to come in and catch me on this phone, so let's just...